Good evening, and welcome to They Think It's All Over podcast. It's just me and Crippy tonight. Got Ash in bed doing his best Dominic Calvert-Lewin impression with the elephant man face, and Andy should be in the comments. How are we, Crippy?
Yeah, good. I think it's quite funny. It's just me and you, Liam. So obviously we got a game to talk about. We could just spend the whole hour talking about that.
I don't know what that. I don't know what getting you on about, to be perfectly honest with you.
For better, for worse.
I know. Well, I mean, we'll go back over last week's predictions. Friday night.
Oh, I bottled it.
Ash and Andy with a perfect score. Not too bad.
Yeah. Oh God, I bottled it again.
Not looking good, is it, Crippy? I don't know how Ash's managed this one. I could not see Bournemouth scoring at Anfield.
Same.
None of us could. None of us
taking the lead as well. That's ridiculous.
And also we'll get onto that because a bit of VAR as usual.
Yeah. Should have backed Brighton. No good this season. Yeah.
And
fuck me, I got one right. Jesus. You got that right on the nail on the head. Jesus.
I know. Was not expecting that, to be perfectly honest. I forgot about it. I thought I put 3-1.
Yeah. It was a close game. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't need to see this one. No one. None
of us had
Nobody saw that one. And then last night?
Yeah. Close.
Well, I mean, there's only one place to start in there, really.
Right, Andy.
Even Andy. Go on, Crippy. I'll let you start. Crack on.
Thing is, I'm delighted with the result, but I'm not gonna gloat like I thought we were going to thrash Everton, because it wasn't like that at all. I was obviously a bit nervous after the Newcastle defeat, but I do believe in our team. We're going to have a good season. It's just I feel bad for Everton because we were talking in the chat about Michael Keane for a little bit, and it just was errors all over the place, wasn't it? These 3 goals were just errors, just really bad defensive errors. Like the throw in from Young into Keane, all for Keane getting spun, missing the cross coming in, just basic defending, So yeah, I'm delighted with the result, but there was so many like just basic errors that we capitalised on.
Yeah, but that's the thing, isn't it? It was just so many errors. I mean, it didn't start well for us, Calvert-Lewin going down.
Yeah.
Did you see the injury that he got? Like how
I saw his face after. I didn't see how he got it.
So he went for like he didn't even know it needs to go for the ball. He'd like headbutted Martinez's shoulder, basically. He was never going to get the ball, and now he's broke his cheekbone. But as soon as that happened, it was like, right, well, there's our game plan down out the window.
Yeah.
And then we managed to stay until half time. It was like, right, make some changes. Dobbin came on, a little bit of pace. Trezeguet was way off it. He went off. And then it will be pulled his hamstring straight away. It was like, sound. So this is how it's going to be. But Michael Keane is just, no. I've been saying it for too long. Last season, he got dropped by Deitch for Mina or Cody or whoever he wanted at that time.
Yeah.
And it's like he's not learned. Like you said, the throwing from Ashley Young, but he was just, he's just not.
Young is probably to blame for 1.5 goals. And I'd say Keane the same, because Young got spun on the left as well, where he got skinned on the the left hand side from Bailey. Then Bailey cut the ball back and we scored. So he didn't have the best of games either. But Keane, if you can't rely on your centre back just to clear crosses and stuff, they can't be playing, can they? It's just the bare minimum of a defender to what you expect to clear the ball and get there first. And yeah, he was bad. He was really bad. And you've been saying it for a long time to take him out of the team. So,
well, the thing is, it's easy to point the finger at Keane because he's not that good, but Tarkowski was just as bad. He was. So he was supposed to be our captain, and he seems to have gone quiet. I just don't understand it. But
they're meant to be Dyche's guys, aren't they, as well? These were meant to be the people that he could trust because he knows them from Burnley days, but yeah, they're the ones being exposed.
Yeah, I mean, Ash just put this in. I could have just ignored it, to be perfectly honest.
He's trolling us from the outside now. He's not part of it. This is scandalous behaviour.
Well, I'm not going to lie, Ash. I kind of forgot about it, to be perfectly honest. I'm trying to figure out where everything is. But the prediction league table is...
coming up after the break.
Coming up when I find it. I think it's gone. But anyway, Andy saying,
yeah, he did.
absolutely.
We joked about that in the Villa support group as well. I feel you have to find him because he was really good for us last season. We wanted to keep him, but he probably isn't good enough to carry a defense. He kind of complemented our team because we had good defenders around him. But when he's called into action quite a lot during the game, he's obviously going to get exposed. He's not as young as he used to be. But there's a lot that that went wrong for Everton, led to that result, and it's looking grim.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was saying, I think I said to you guys, to be fair, I'm not going to overreact. Like, you've got handed it to you against Newcastle.
Yeah,
just had the exact same. Do you know what I mean? I never expected us to go to Villa Park and do anything special.
Yeah,
but I just didn't expect that.
To have a bit of pride about yourselves, isn't it?
Well, just to keep Ash happy because he was top of it. That's why he wanted it.
Look at that! Look at that!
And yeah.
God, I was doing it right now. I've slipped down the table now. Yeah, very close to still close.
But yeah, so other VAR, Liverpool, they've had the red card rescinded for McAllister. Did you see it? Did you make of it?
Yeah, right decision. Very soft. Initially, I thought that he actually was it the Palace one. I did feel sorry for him in a way because obviously he was worried about his home day, but it was definitely the wrong decision to give a red. So right to turn it around.
Yeah, absolutely. But the penalty though, what do you make of that one?
I'm trying to think of the penalty now. Was it the soft? Was it quite a soft dive? He went down like
the Swanton bomb dive from
Slobberslide. That's it. Yeah.
So I mean,
there was contact, wasn't there? But he goes down like a sack of shit.
There was contact. I don't know what contact there was, but Nias got banned for 3 games. That's all I'm saying. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I've not seen anyone get banned since.
It wasn't enough to floor him. He had to actively throw himself down in order to get that penalty. So it's funny how they review it and they go, yeah, I'm fine with that. I'm happy with that. Setting that present as a penalty. No doubt in their mind that they're happy with that. Seems very weird to me. Because I've said before,
Absolutely.
even if there is a bit of contact, punish players for going down like that. If the challenge isn't enough to, an actual warrant a proper foul or whatever, then don't give it. But they're always going to stand by that. Oh, there was a bit of a nick, and yeah, I wasn't really shouting about that one. I wasn't that keen on it. Yeah, I
mean, well, with the red card, it went to VAR, but they've been told also this season that they need to stick with the on-field decision. But when it's so clear and obvious, it's not on.
You can review it again. His feet were down. I know they thought he went in high with his studs, but then when the actual contact is made, his feet are low. Is a fair challenge for the ball. And like I say, how many times are they going to get this wrong this season before clubs start to complain? We're 2 weeks in. We've already had probably half a dozen actual genuine errors, haven't we, that are about to be corrected by VAR.
Thing is, if Jack watches this back, he'll be so shocked that I'm actually agreeing that a Liverpool player can themselves.
Yeah.
So we'll move on from that because I feel I'm a bit ill just thinking about it again. But last night, Arsenal Palace. Did you have you
controversy? Yeah, I've seen the highlights of it. Bit of controversy there.
It was a bit harsh, in my opinion.
Oh, very. Yeah.
Tomiasu's ran to get the ball eventually, but he's just been the scapegoat really. And in the second yellow, I thought it was a bit of a joke.
Yeah, I don't think the second yellow was a yellow at all. For pulling back is a yellow, but yeah, it didn't. There wasn't any contact from what I saw. He didn't pull his shirt. You couldn't see it clearly. So Ayo made an absolute meal of it and got him sent off. I did feel sorry for him for the time wasting, but you run that risk. If your teammates are wasting time, you're the one with the hands on the ball, and you're also dilly-dallying, the ref's going to give it. The ref could have given a booking long before mine because they swear they counted it on Sky. It was like 30 seconds total that they were taking their time with it. So one of them had to get booked. He could have booked probably multiple players in fairness if the ref had something about it.
Well, I think it was Martinelli that went to the ball first, or it might have been someone else, I can't remember. But then he passed the ball back to Tomiyasu. And straight away, he's looking for someone to move, and none of them are doing it.
Yeah, like, they were deliberately trying to run the ball down, run the clock down, taking the piss. But then when Tomiyasu had the ball, he had it for way less than the other guy did, and he was the one that gets the yellow. So it was a bit cruel. I'm sure that'll get overturned, won't it? The suspension.
They can't because it was 2 yellows.
So they're going to have to stick with that
intervene. So because it was 2 yellow cards, they can't overrule it. I think it's a 1 game.
That's madness, isn't it?
But
so again, the wrong decision made, and yet we've got all this technology in the world to correct it.
yeah, but this is the thing: is what do you want to do then? Is VAR going to be used for everything? Because it's going to get used for your little yellow cards. Then, yeah, it's going to be like the NFL, isn't it?
It is, and it's embarrassing that clearly they need it because they can't make the right call on that decision between Tomiyasi. If you're not sure that it's a yellow, you can't give it, surely, especially if it results in the player getting sent off. You know, I hate to treat players differently when they're on a booking, but if you're not certain a player should be sent off for it, you have to really you can't give it, surely. So again, that could have cost Arsenal, couldn't it, going down to 10, man?
Could have. I mean, going off of Andy's comment, did you see the decision that went against them?
I don't think so, no.
I think Andy will have to let us know who they played on the weekend. But if that was the Birmingham game, or was that the weekend before?
I think Birmingham was the weekend before. So that one I did see. I remember we talked about that one.
But that one's just as bad. But Liam's in the comments. The convo from Arsenal to Brighton.
I didn't think he was that amazing. He was at
Palace. Didn't even know he was at Palace last season.
I didn't think he was that good. To be honest, I'm quite surprised that Brighton had gone for him. But I know they were trying to get a 19-year-old midfielder, and they've been struggling from Spain. So I guess this is the next best thing.
But I mean, links in perfectly because they're still just class, aren't they?
Amazing. I'm waiting for the wheels to fall off.
I know. I mean, did you see Matoma's run for the goal?
Oh, he's such a good player. Such a good player, isn't he?
I mean, if that was, I don't know, if we're going off of Messi like a couple of years ago, that just reminded me of a goal like against Bilbao. I don't know if you remember it.
Yeah, I remember that one.
His way through and just also class.
Because of all the players that people were looking at for Brighton, Mitoma was the one that was kind of ignored. We all recognised he was good, but he was ignored based on his ability. And now maybe some clubs are going to be thinking about him before the window shuts. Hell of a player.
Yeah, but how much do you reckon they'd put a price tag on him? Because I've seen they put Evan Ferguson's 100 mil.
I know. It'd have to be, he's going to be at 70 or 80, isn't he, Mitoma? But I like Ferguson as well. I think he's a hell of a player.
Yeah.
It's just I can't believe Brighton can cope with this selling. They're good. Yeah, it is. It is a cheat code almost because they keep selling and they keep surviving, yet they're thriving this season. 2 wins out of 2. Mm-hmm. And they've got Europe to play in as well this season, so it's all going well.
But we said it before. I mean, I think you said about Southampton. Scouting can only get you so far. They're going to get caught up eventually.
Yeah,
and they can't keep selling and just producing these just little South American wonder kids. Like,
you know, one bad
FM scouts aren't going to work all the time. It's not going to work all the time.
No, it does. Like I said, Southampton had it as well, where they ran out. They couldn't get enough, talent in from the academy. They have one bad season, then you drop. So Brighton have to be mindful of that. They do still spend money, so they are trying to replace players as much as they can, like for like. They obviously got Milner in this summer as well, but while they're still, they've had a 100% record this season. They can't complain yet, can we, with how it's going?
No, absolutely not. But I mean, Brighton's opponents, Wolves, they're in a bit of trouble. Poor start of the season.
I think I had them to go down as well, Wolves, this season. I think they're in big trouble. Yeah, they've just sold all their best players and released Moutinho. They sold Neves. That's their midfield ripped apart. Yeah, they've signed that. There's that one midfielder they signed that's really good. I can't remember the name. It's like Kuntia or something like that. Mateus, something like that. And
Mateus Cunha,
that's it. Yeah, he's good, but they need a lot more than that. And obviously, you're getting beat 4-1 at home by Brighton. It's not a good sign, is it?
I mean, they did well at Old Trafford as well on the opening day, but it was not the team that you would have thought, because I think I went for a different prediction against Brighton. I think I went Brighton will win, but I didn't think it would be as comfortable as that. Yeah,
likewise. And you look at United losing to Tottenham, so maybe United aren't the real deal yet. So Wolves did do well against Man United, but that's not the Man United have had a really bad start, haven't they? So teams can get at them right now.
No, but again, fixtures have been kind to them. A nice little win against Wolves, and like you said, defeat to Tottenham. But VAR in that one again. Have you seen that?
Which one?
So it was the handball. Bruno Fernandes has been asking for an apology from John Moss.
Oh God,
he's going to wait in the change rooms for him.
They won't stop talking about it on Twitter. I think Carragher said he would still give the handball, but there was a similar one that he was like, "Oh no, that was not a handball," and loads of United fans are complaining about it.
Well, Andy was saying to us yesterday, weren't he, that they've been linked with lads from Brighton.
Bruno Notts. Yeah, Bruno Notts. Interesting. Okay. Young talent. South American
again. But yeah. So the penalty decision, I don't think it was a penalty. I know Liam's a United fan / a Preston fan, but yeah, I don't think it was. It was a bit harsh for me.
Yeah.
But then again, I feel like if that was an Everton player, I'd be asking for a penalty. So
that's always the thing, isn't it? Yeah, you call for it for your staff, but yeah, if you're against it, you can.
If we didn't get it and it settled down, I'd be like, yeah, you know what? It's not actually that much. It wasn't that bad. But at the time, I was like, yeah, there's no chance. But
yeah,
it's just Fernandes. I just don't like him. I don't know if it's a good decision to make him captain because he's not liked by anyone, like referees as well.
Yeah, you're going to gain a reputation, aren't you, for doing that? And the refs are going to immediately book you if you start running up to them like that. You're going to get in trouble.
Mm-hmm. But
they were
the
appalling start.
midfield got well, against Wolves, the midfield got absolutely torn apart. They just ran straight through the middle. And same against Tottenham. And Ash has said, or it might have been you, Carragher's had analysis on Sky.
Yeah, that was me. It was a 3-minute analysis that it was clipped on YouTube. That showed that Casemiro was exposed because United were trying to play man for man in midfield, and so many times Casemiro was just left alone in the middle because Mason Mount had pushed up and Fernandes had pushed up, and Casemiro was getting ripped apart. Even one-on-ones though, Casemiro would keep on diving in, missing the tackle. So he had a bad game anyway, and he was exposed by his midfielders drifting up the pitch. So they learned nothing from the Wolves game because Wolves 3 or 4 times were just running through the middle with ease, and it was the same against Tottenham. Madison was having a field day.
There was a moment, I think it might be one of the goals, where Basuma just does this little mad backflip through the legs.
He had a great game. Yeah, he had a fantastic game, Basuma.
I mean, last season I thought was a great sign, but obviously he's found his feet now under and I was going to say Poch then.
Yeah, Postecoglou.
Yeah, I don't know.
We said this before they signed him. Of all the money they spent on midfielders, Mount was a weird one because he was like the jack of all trades, master of none. I don't think Mount's a bad player, but I remember for England, he was obviously lively, then he got dropped for more creativity. It's the same with Man United. What does he bring that another player couldn't? So they're going to have to. They're already saying what's his best position. It's like we're 2 games in, and you already don't know what the hell he's meant to do. They paid 60 mil for him. It's staggering.
But the thing is, I feel like he is more of a. Who would you rather, Mason Mount or Fernandes? Like obviously Fernandes is what he is, but he's a world-class player. And I'd rather him be that 10-8 than Mount.
Oh, for sure. His role is way more
doesn't have the legs anymore. Absolutely. No. That's been proven in 2 games already. So they really need 2 sitters if they're going to be playing what they want them to play. And if this analysis from Carragher has been just based on the midfield, then
you could see it just did not work at all. Fernandes was pressing high. Mount was, pressing high. They were trying to go man for man. And Casemiro, like you said, didn't have the legs. Every time players were running off him, he was too slow to react, turn, and get back. Happened so many times. And Tottenham didn't punish him every time with a goal, but he was exposed over and over again. So that's something that Ten Hag's going to have to look at.
Yeah. I mean, on United, Mason Greenwood, he's finally been settled. I mean, I don't know about his comment saying all the charges were dropped. No, the charges disappeared, mate. The charges disappeared. Exactly. Let's get it straight. Yeah. But what's next from then? What do you reckon?
God, that was a shambles, wasn't it? The whole thing. It was. I don't know what United were thinking because we know they wanted to bring him back. The reporting has said that Richard Arnold wanted him back, even though it was pretty universal that nobody wanted him back. So they were trying their hardest to find a way to integrate him and prep people for it. They tried to talk to the women's team. They tried to talk to charities, and it was awful. They just were going to have to give it up. I'm surprised that he didn't just say he's going to be sold. I didn't feel his contract had to be terminated because I recognise that they want to make some money for him, but all of it was handled badly. They came to the right decision, but the wrong way.
Yeah. Again, like I always think of obviously with Sigurdsson with us, the second the news came out, it was done. Do you know what I mean? Like we just got rid of him.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, like wrongly for him because it was, I don't know if it was dropped or what, but nothing's happened. Do you know what I mean?
No. There's been no
his
talk.
Career has been ruined. But with Mason Greenwood, obviously he's only young, but it's just the evidence was there for us all to see on Twitter and here.
Yeah.
And it was pretty damning at the end of the day.
But he's been linked with Saudi Arabia, Gerrard.
Yeah,
he's come out and silenced it though, hasn't
he? Thing is, he's going to have to go abroad. But even still, I saw Benjamin Mendy has gone to, I think, Lorient, and the Lorient fans have put up a banner, haven't they, saying we don't want him, we don't want. There's a couple more players named as well that they don't want because of the allegations against him. So Greenwood might have to face that no matter where he goes now.
I don't know. If he might in Saudi Arabia, though, wouldn't he? With their laws. Speaking of Saudi Arabia, we'll go on to Newcastle. And they've signed Lewis Hall from Chelsea on loan, option to buy.
Yeah, good signing. I like it.
How much is it, Ash? Let us know.
I think it's 35 to 40, isn't it?
I can't remember how much it is.
Yeah, this is more than we've been told, surely. Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
And that's what you said as well, Liam, that Man United were trying to say that he was cleared. Again, he wasn't. Greenwood were trying to say, I'm cleared. No, you weren't. That, so embarrassing statement from the club. If you believe he's cleared, then bring him back. Stick to your conviction and bring him back then. And then say to all the people, all the naysayers that don't want him there, say, no, you're wrong. He's innocent. Then say that and prove it. But they won't, so they're cowardly. It's so cowardly how they've done it.
It would have been interesting to see if they did, just announce him into the squad and say he will stick. Well, you know what? We're going to stand by him. The allegations have been dropped. We're going to stick by our youngster. He's come through the roof. But, I mean, fair play.
The media
it's just taken so long, man. It's just took so long. Like, they flirted with it, haven't they? They've tested to see what the reaction was going to be. And, well,
they should have done it quicker. Like you say, if they'd done it immediately and then just expected the media pressure and tried to hold off and say, no, we're not going to, we're going to stick to this and leave it. Maybe they could have got to a point now where things could have simmered down. But all the time they spent pondering over what to do, and more scrutiny came their way. It was awful by Man United.
Yeah. But back onto Lewis also, Ashley said up to 35, 28 add-ons. So you reckon it's a good signing?
Yeah, I'm not sure Chelsea sold him. He had a lot of potential, young left back. Chilwell's all right. I don't think Chilwell's the finish. I don't think he's incredible. I think Lewis Hall had a good chance of making that spot his own within a year or so. So, yeah, interesting move that. Good for Newcastle. They needed a left back because Matty Targett's out of the picture. I think Dan Burn was playing on the left last season, but was a bit hit and miss, wasn't he? So, makes perfect sense for them, and he's obviously a homegrown talent. So, good for the Champions League.
Yeah, absolutely. But I don't understand who's Chelsea's over left back now. Who have they got on Chilwell? I'm trying to find.
I don't know either. No, I don't know.
Because he's not got the best injury track record, has he? Do you know what I mean?
No, he's never really shone at Chelsea either, has he? He's been there in the pictures because he had a good time at Leicester, but never been, world beater, has he, at Chelsea? But I can't remember who. I'm sure they signed another left back before, and he's a Newcastle fan. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, there he is. Cucurella, that's sort of a left back.
Oh, of course, yeah. Cucurella.
All right, come on. But
he had a bad debut season.
So with Newcastle, what are we saying then? So, and Ash has put something in before. The fans are complaining. Bruno Fernandes, Bruno Guimaraes is biting on Twitter, or X, as you want to call it now.
Yeah.
I mean, overreaction or what? Come on.
Big time. Calm it down. We're 2 games in. Calm it down.
I mean, in terms of Everton Twitter, people have been saying Dyche needs to get the sack as well, but again, 2 games in, come on.
Yeah.
However, I'm not saying he needs to go. I'm not saying he needs to go, absolutely. But if you keep sticking with Michael Keane, then come on, see you in a bit.
Yeah, you live and die by your decisions. So, Newcastle fans need to calm down because they're still judging. They're going to judge every game off last season now. So if Newcastle's form isn't that of a top 4 team, fans are going to get on Howe's back. And it's like, look at the big picture. Newcastle got so much to navigate this season with the expectation, cups to compete in Europe. It's not going to be an easy season. We've said, I predicted Newcastle to finish outside of the top 4, and barely make the top 6 because of the Champions League distraction. So, fans have really got to temper their expectation. Yeah.
I agree with the first bit, yeah.
Yeah.
I do need to read the rest of it. I think that's the issue, though, with a lot of teams. Like, you have a really good season, and then that's it then.
That's the benchmark, yeah.
Yeah, but Newcastle have got a lot more, Andy. That's the issue. But, again, one good season. They got to the Carabao Cup final and obviously top 4, but...
Yeah.
Come on.
one good season. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we've got so many teams to navigate this. Like Liverpool, Arsenal are going to be up there. Man United, Chelsea, Tottenham, all big sides. Even Brighton, maybe Villa. So if Newcastle finish below they did last season, but I think they will, fans still can't be like, oh, this is a terrible season, because it's hard. It's very hard to navigate multiple tournaments and to still stay competitive. And Newcastle haven't really spent crazy money like Chelsea have they? They've been very modest. So.
Well, the issue with fans like that, like Ash is saying and Andy saying, also every fan base has them, but you've got, well, for me anyway, I want Newcastle just to get battered, just get humbled. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Just humble them, just bring them back down a peg. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, again, you've had one really good season. Let's not get it twisted. But in the documentary I watched today, and whatever the woman's called, she was saying, look, we're way ahead of schedule. So
yeah,
like, they're ahead of schedule. Well done, fantastic. But they still got to get the targets that they want, because, like Ashley said, if they finish 6th, 7th this season, gets quite far in Europe, maybe a cup run, he'll be happy.
Absolutely.
Do you know what I mean? And that's what they need to keep on and just build from then on.
Look where Newcastle were a few years ago. They, fans were just happy to stay in the fucking Premier League, and now it's got to a point where, like you say, the entitlement's gone crazy over 18 months. So they just need to look at the big picture.
I like Livramento as well, though. But I think he's obviously a long-term replacement for Trippier. And obviously, like you said, Champions League, homegrown, makes so much sense, doesn't it?
They've barely put a foot wrong, Newcastle, since the takeover, have they? So fans really do need to cut the owners some slack, because the decision making, the recruitment has been pretty on point.
Yeah, I mean, they've seen what we've done wrong, and that's what they have to look at. They got money, they ballsed it up. I didn't just balls up. They absolutely ruined it, because we're
overspent.
We
did it too. We got punished for doing it as well. We had to come back around, and now we're kind of doing it again. But I feel we're being selective as well. So it's a bit of both. Yeah.
Well, I mean, obviously, Wendy, he's out for a long time. What happened with Coutinho? Because he looked
Coutinho
good for him.
Took a knock as well. We won't really miss him though. He did look good when he came on, but he's not been great funny since he joined.
Duran came on and scored. Let's be honest. So
true.
I don't want to talk about that anymore.
I'm as surprised as you are, Liam. To be honest, Duran wasn't in the team to score goals. He was just meant to be cover kind of thing. So the fact he's up and away is it's not great for Everton.
Absolutely not. But what else is on the run sheet? I'm trying to have a look, because I've not even gone in any order.
Well, on the Greenwood thing, I did add on the docket that Anthony was also his ex-wife had filed like a 70-page thing about domestic abuse as well, alleging it. So it wasn't going to be like a one side versus whatever, just going to be like an objective call of it. His ex-wife has filed a police report for domestic abuse, did the same in Brazil, so he's got that to think about. And obviously, bad for Man United, because it's more heat on them and their players, being accused of bad behaviour towards their partners. So not great.
No, I mean, it doesn't look good for United as well, does it? 80 million. How's 80 million on a fidget spinner? Yeah. Not only that, he does that. But Ash has got something to say about. I'm so upset with this. I'm so angry with this comment. Not Anthony, obviously. Duran, because of Duran. But Sky, yes. So I don't know if you've seen this. I put it on, but they've apologised yesterday. So we were wearing a black armband for an Everton fan who lost his life in the stadium, and whoever was commentating with Andy Hinchcliffe, who ironically was the next Everton player, has absolutely no idea. But they were just laughing and joking, calling him a croupier, however you pronounce it. Obviously, someone that does the roulette. I was just like, come on.
Yeah,
such poor taste.
Yeah.
And then they were laughing about it.
How did they not know going into the game? Because I saw it all on Twitter. It's like, this is their job to be, you've got to keep up with the football updates and whatnot. How did they not know?
Even if they didn't know,
it's going to be
I mean? Like, whenever there's a black band on someone's arm, it's because obviously someone's died, someone's passed away, whether it be a club legend, if it was Aston Villa or Everton, whatever it is. But it's just so poor. And as soon as it happened, I was like, no, I didn't hear that. Yeah, and I went on Twitter, and straight away it was like, what is going on? Everyone just kicking off.
Yeah, that's embarrassing.
But like I said, they have apologised now, and well, I'm not being funny. It's still not good enough, really.
Use your brain, like you say. If they're wearing black, it's obvious, isn't it? If they've got a black thing on, we know what that means in football. My God. And because it has been talked about a lot, it wasn't. They had Klopp. Did he deliver a wreath or something? I swear Klopp did something as well, and there was a tribute to the guy. And it wasn't like it was a secret, was it? There was a lot that media covered for it, so they had no excuse not to know.
Well, there's been all the news because obviously you got all sets of fans like taking the piss, like Liverpool fans. But when things happen, obviously look at Hillsborough. Both sides come together. Like I said, Klopp's laid his wreath and things like that. But it's not something that's just, like I said, gone under the radar. It's been all over the news.
Exactly.
I know it's bad when Jack sends it to me. Do you know what I mean? Like Jack's got nothing to do with football.
Yeah. Sky really embarrassed themselves there. They really have.
But yeah, it's just ridiculous. But one thing before I forget, Crippy, what's crack here with FPL?
Oh, God, fucking hell, state of that. But have we seen? So I did mine late, obviously.
No, I'm not having it. Don't care.
I had 3 Man City players in, and I swear 2 players I picked were then got injured on the first week or second weekend. So I've had a shitter already. This is why I don't play. I hate it so much. I always do this. My team gets injured and I forget to change it.
We just need to work together to make sure that Jack doesn't finish above any of us, to be perfectly honest. I'm just glad that Andy's, top of the league and not Jack.
If Jack wins, he's got to take over the show, hasn't he? I've got to resign.
If Jack wins, he's just got to come on. Show us
Jack, you got to get back on, mate. Yeah, get that face reveal. Get that mug on camera.
But one player who has also gone to Saudi Arabia, before I forget, is Mitrovic. Finally. 50 million.
Crazy.
Not too bad.
Good for Fulham. Fantastic for Fulham because he obviously doesn't want to play for them anymore. 50 million for Mitrovic. I know I like him as a striker, but that is great value for money. On Fulham's part, they've done really well there.
Yeah, I mean, I just hope we get something similar for Demarai Gray. A joke saying that we'll probably pay off his contract, but
I think you could get like 20 mil for him from a Saudi team.
Yeah, well,
look at his stats.
I think he's got a year or maybe 2 years left on his contract. Not too sure now.
Yeah,
but Ruben Neves went for 50 million, and what was that? I mean, that's something that we usually do. I remember we were getting spanked at Anfield, and we announced Czech Tosin at half time, and I was just like, "Is this a joke?"
Yeah. Oh God, he played so little games, didn't he, as well, over a long period of time.
Yeah. This is the thing. We've had so many just mercenaries just coming to the club for money.
Yeah.
Like Tosin, his last 18 months for us, I think he was on loan at Palace for 6 months, and the last year he did his ACL. Fair enough, but he could have gone to Turkey in the January to Besiktas. But he was like,
nah, he didn't want to go. Bench. Yeah. I'll fight for my place.
Besiktas.
I'll fight for my place. Like, you're not going to play. You've been told you've got no future here, and you want to, your former club want to take you back. So I remember covering him before, and it's like you say, it's just mercenary behaviour. Obviously, he'll get the best money playing in the Premier League, so he'll eat up his contract until he has to go.
Yeah. I mean, whenever you think Everton can have something bad, Leeds just always go and top it off a little bit better. So thanks for that, Andy.
Yeah.
But again, with Demarai Gray, I just hope that we actually, reinvest with it, because we need. I don't know. We need a striker, but we signed a kid from Sporting for 15 million, and he was just
the young
on the bench against Villa, but not in the squad, which made no sense at all. Obviously, Calvert-Lewin's going to be out for a couple of weeks unless he comes back with a mask on, and fair enough. But
are you going to get Che Adams as well?
Che Adams apparently is happening, 15 million, but we need to get that done Friday, before Friday, if he wants to play on Saturday.
If we can get him a Nonto, I think that would be good. To sell Demarai Gray and put that money towards getting Nonto and Adams. I don't think that's bad at all. Gives Dash something to work with.
This is the thing with Nonto. I don't know if it's going to happen now. Obviously, Andy was saying before they've wanted 30 odd million. We've finally bid the 25 that they want, and now the sound's moved the goalpost a bit more. Which, fair enough, if they want more money, but if I'm in charge now, I'd just give up. Do you know what I mean?
We've offered what they wanted. If they don't want to come, if you don't want to accept, sod you. Do you know what I mean? I'd go and spend that money somewhere else because we're not going to wait around all day.
Well, you can get good value in the foreign markets, can't you? If you go to a league like kind of like Belgium or even Holland or whatever, you'll be able to get a talent that's pretty similar to Monto for half the price that Leeds would quote. So there is options out there. It just depends on what Everton's scouting is like.
Yeah,
it doesn't seem that
put it in yesterday.
Major
Hudson
plan,
Odoi was like 8 million.
Yeah, I like him. Yeah, that'd be insane signing for it.
He's not had the best. He's had a bad injury record rather, but he's still only young, isn't he? I don't know how old he is.
Talent's there, yeah. Talent's there.
Sure, he played for England before he even played for Chelsea.
He's one of those, wasn't he, where because when Lampard was there, wasn't it? He trusted the youngsters, so he always had same with like Loftus-Cheek and stuff. We all knew he was a player, even though he wasn't necessarily playing for Chelsea. But I think Hudson Odoi would be a good option for Everton.
Yeah,
when he got another week to hurry up.
Yeah, but this is the thing that we just take the piss, don't we? When we saw it in January, we had the owner coming out saying, if you want a striker, we'll get you a striker. And we've only just got one, but still not got one because he's 18 years of age and not Premier League ready, called to Deitch. So, fantastic. Yeah. Just what we wanted.
I know.
But
again, survival rest on it, doesn't it? It's
ridiculous.
It's kind of decision making that could take you down.
Yeah, like I said, why spend the money on a player that we know we're not going to play? Or if he's going to be a bit part player, then fair enough. But get him on the bench.
Yeah.
He wasn't going to do anything at Aston Villa on the weekend. It was done by our time. Let's be honest. But just get him on the bench. We had Tom Cannon on the bench, and he's supposed to be going to Preston, but now that's gone silent because we've got no strikers. So now we're just going to stop his development. Yeah. We're going to stop his development just because our piss poor planning.
It's not great.
Should have sold him to Korea. Fair enough. But so we play Wolves on Saturday. What do you reckon?
Big game. Is it at Everton or at Molineux?
It is at Goodison, and I'm not even going to watch it. Not by choice. I'm on a pub run on Saturday. But, knowing our luck, we'll actually just turn it for once and put them to bed probably.
You've got to, haven't you? It's one of those where if you're not winning those ones, it's where the win's going to come from.
Well, after that, we've got Sheffield United away.
Okay.
So already we've got not just 1 6-pointer, but 2 6-pointers.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, back to back.
And Sheffield playing City as well on the weekend, I think, at home.
Yeah, I swear I looked at their fixtures because they've got a really tough run of games. They've obviously lost both their games so far. They've got Man City coming up next, and then after Everton, they've got a real tough run of playing like Brighton away, and they've got Tottenham, and real tough run. So they could legitimately be bottom of the league for 2 months based on the games they've got coming up if they don't buck their ideas up. So they're in trouble too.
They did some signings last week, didn't they? They signed the lad from Coventry. Obviously, Andy mentioned him previously. That
they paid a lot for him.
Yeah.
He wasn't cheap, that guy.
He scored as well, to be fair.
Yeah, he's the top scorer of the one. Yeah.
But at least they scored a goal, do you know what I mean? We've not even had that this season. But let's go on to some predictions anyway.
Yeah.
So Luton finally back into action on Friday because they missed last weekend.
Yeah.
2-0. What you thinking?
I'll second that. We got the results up on the screen right now.
Yeah, what's your thinking for the Chelsea Luton?
Yeah, 2-0 Chelsea. I've got. I can't imagine them falling short. I know they lost to West Ham and didn't look great, but Luton are going to have a hard season, aren't they? So, I think it should be an easy win for Chelsea.
Obviously I've gone for 4-0. I think it's going to be a spanking.
Could well be. It could well be.
They played well against Liverpool. Didn't do very well against West Ham. Caicedo came on and had a stinker, didn't he? But
awful, yeah. I still
Saturday.
think they'll turn it around. Yeah. Bournemouth. I've got Tottenham to win narrowly, but Spurs are like this, aren't they? They'll beat Man United and then they'll lose this game away to Bournemouth. I've still got them to win 2-1, but it really wouldn't surprise me if they bottled it.
I was going to say, Andy's gone for a 2-2, so he fancies a little Desmond over there. And then obviously, we've all gone for I would say a 2-0 Arsenal there. Me and Ash with a 3-1, but you and Andy with a 2-0.
Yeah, I think it's because Fulham lost at home. I kind of think that Fulham might be a bit iffy this season. So I've got Arsenal to win. Arsenal, I think, are going to have a good season again. They look pretty good. I think they can win without conceding.
Yeah, I think Declan Rice is going to help them out a lot.
Yeah, really good, really good.
Brentford Palace, 1-1.
That was a tough one to call for me. I like Palace. So Brentford have obviously been good as well, but I think Palace might be able to get something from that.
Yeah. Well, they were unlucky the other night on Monday night, rather. It was only last night, wasn't it? But yeah, they were unlucky last night, so I reckon they'll get a goal. But I don't know. Brentford they seem to be all right without Tony. And
They do, yeah.
Wissa, they seem to be banging them in.
And they got home advantage. It wouldn't surprise me if they won. I just wonder if Palace can do something.
But you've also gone for a 1-1 and Goodison Park 1-1. What's going on?
It's just because you just can't score, can you? So if I can imagine that Wolves could even take the lead and then you get a goal back, but you just haven't got enough to win it.
Yeah, I mean, if we go 1-0 down, it's going to be a horrible, horrible play. It's going to be so toxic.
Yeah.
But I do fancy us, though. I feel like we've got to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
It's a must-win already. And
Sadly,
it is literally a must-win. But I mean, Ash has gone for a 1-0 win, as is Andy. So, yeah, it's not happening. Thanks for that, guys.
It's going to be tight.
Missed this, actually, sorry.
When are Luton going to have a home game? Looking forward to the barbecue, Mrs. Doyle's. Yeah. I think we're all waiting for it.
I mean, I don't know how long it is going to be, to be fairly honest, because they're still waiting for it to get done, aren't they?
Yeah, they're not. It's not close to being complete yet, is it?
No. United Forest.
Yeah,
I've gone for a 3-1.
Yeah. I can't see an upset there, even for Man United.
Should be a straightforward win. Brighton West Ham.
Yeah, gone for Brighton.
I've gone for a 2-2. I don't know what it was, but I think after yesterday's result, Sunday against Chelsea, did not expect them to score 3.
Yeah, they look good.
Antonio absolutely bullied Chelsea's defence as well. I don't know if you've seen.
No, that finish was insane, wasn't it? So strong, you hold the ball up well. The defender bounces off him and he just rifles it in the bottom corner. It's probably one of the best goals he's ever scored.
On Sunday,
obviously,
Burnley away.
Yeah, we're going to win that one.
I mean, we've all gone for a clean sweep there, aren't we?
I think Burnley are going to be overrated this season. Lots of talk about them because of Vincent Kompany, but I think they're going to struggle. I really do. I don't think they've got it.
I hope so, because I need 3 teams to be worse than us.
I think there are.
I think we'll be fine, but
yeah.
Still, I just got to hope the 3 teams worse than us.
Yeah, I think it could be. You might stay with like 37 points again, but I do think there are 3 worse teams at the moment.
I'll take that at the moment. Sheffield City.
Yeah, I think they're going to get hammered.
I'm the only person that gone for a Sheffield United goal. Fair enough.
Yeah. I think they're in a lot of trouble, Sheffield United. I look at their squad and I don't think it's that good. I know they've made a few signings, but a couple of them haven't even played yet. And I'm not convinced by them at all. I think they're going to have a tough time.
And final one, Newcastle-Liverpool.
Newcastle at home.
You just can't have Newcastle to get beat, can you? Jesus.
No, not at home. I can't. More often than not, they'll get a draw, won't they, against a big team? I think, and Liverpool obviously are still figuring things out. So I think Newcastle can get something there.
I mean, I think with McAllister back now, I reckon he's going to bag the winner.
Well, I do like their Liverpool midfield now. They've got Endo, and they're trying to get another midfielder in before the window's shut. So they are close. They're sort of, that squad's looking a bit more complete than it was a few weeks ago. But I still think they're going to be. Newcastle obviously are a good team now. So those kind of games, Liverpool should be fearful as well as Newcastle. I think they could go either way.
Absolutely. I mean, whilst we're on it, I'll bring up the league table. Don't really want to see it.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
I mean, I never look after it until like 10 games are gone, but yeah, it's not -5. Not happy with that at all.
No, Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool being in the top 5 is what I expected. I think I had Liverpool to finish above Arsenal this season, so we'll see if that comes out. But yeah, the big teams have started really well. Man City already having a 100% record is, troubling, because if they run away with it early, I don't think it's going to be as competitive.
Just looking at it now, we really need to win on Saturday, especially with Burnley and Luton having that game in hand against each other. Then also we need to go to Sheffield as well and beat them. But yeah, I don't want to panic, but yeah, Jesus.
Yeah, I don't know if Newcastle beat Liverpool, but I think it could be they might get a point.
Yeah. Well, anything else we had, Crippy?
No, that's all covered everything, haven't we?
Yeah, well, not too bad.
I think we can just do it ourselves, Liam.
I know. Who needs Ash? Andy, you're welcome back, but who needs Ash? But actually, one more thing before I do forget. Obviously, it was the World Cup final last Sunday.
Of course,
I forgot about that. And
commiserations to England.
Are you happy? Are you upset?
Did you watch it?
I had it on my laptop whilst I was on the Xbox.
Spain were very good. I was watching it with there's about 5 of us lads watching it, and Spain were class, to be fair. England didn't really have a sniff, didn't have any clear chances. Yeah, they hit the bar with that one opportunity, but she was leaning back, and it wasn't ever going in. So, and when Lauren James came on in the second half, she couldn't even get the ball in the box. Every time she had the ball shot to come deep, they had a plan and it worked perfectly. They kept the ball so much better than England did, and Serena resorted to putting Millie Bright up front for like the last 20 minutes. She's like a cumbersome centre back, and it was just an awful decision because we weren't lumping the ball into the box. We were just still trying to play around Spain, even though they were pressing us. And then you've got
Andy. Sorry.
So yeah, it just didn't work at all. Obviously Serena did a great job with England. That's the first competitive game she's lost, but she kind of got found out against Spain because the first half was really bad, and then the second half, what she tried to change didn't quite work. So Spain were the deserved winners, but sadly for England.
I mean, what did you reckon to the penalty?
The one that was given, I'm trying to think. Yeah, at least she saved it, but I think it was. Oh yeah, the handball when Kira Walsh stepped into it. Yeah, that was the right decision. First time I saw it, I thought it was harsh. Then the more replays I saw, Kira Walsh does go into the ball, and her hand does go towards the ball. Yeah, and she gains an advantage by that touch as well. So I think it's the right call. But Spain deserved it, even though they only scored by 1. They passed England off the park, and England didn't have any clear opportunities all game. So yeah, the right just winners won.
So this was the response to VAR on 14 when the reason Newcastle can't beat Scotland.
Right.
Well, okay. I mean, they're all Norwegian or Irish. Come on, Andy, let's be honest. But if that is all, Crippy.
Yeah, good pod.
Thanks, Andy. Thanks, Ash. Thanks.
Cheers, boys.
My namesake, Liam. Thank you very much. And they think it's all over. It is now.